Hi dears, I hope you are all well. Today we have the topic Civics Unit 1 Forms of Government and Democracy. We are going to learn from this lesson how various forms of government have developed globally, and from this various forms of government we can learn about democracy. See, we have in the globally practiced aristocracy, monarchy, autocracy, oligarchy, theocracy, democracy, republic. But the modern world among these prefer democracy. So we learn from here about democracy in this lesson very briefly. International Day of Democracy is celebrated around the world on 15th September each year. A spotlight on democracy is COVID-19. This COVID-19 crisis has resulted in major challenges to the world. The effectiveness of the response to the COVID-19 emergency greatly depends on all levels of government's coordination and cooperation. All levels of government means central government, state government and local bodies. So this pandemic time is not only restricted on public health and also global economy also. Some government have used this pandemic time to expand their executive power and they restricted the individual rights. So this crisis insists us reset the democratic principle. This pandemic raised a pointed question about governance. For example, we have seen that China and Singapore, these countries have declared victory over the new coronavirus. So this result would be a decisive global shift towards its governance model. From this we learn how to want to govern the country. Now see the forms of government.
There are different forms of government. Let us see the first type, aristocracy. Example, Spain. A form of government in which power is held by the nobility. That Spain, the monarchy of Spain is referred to as the crown in the constitutional institution. It has also been referred to as the Hispanic monarchy or the Catholic monarchy. See the second type of monarchy, example Oman, that is absolute monarchy. The Sultan of Oman is not only head of the state but also head of the government. He appoints a cabinet to assist him. See the third type, autocracy. Example country, North Korea. It is the system of government in which the supreme power is concentrated in the hands of one person whose decisions are subject to neither external legal restraints nor regularized mechanisms of popular control. The North Korea, Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader. He was the supreme leader of that country. See the fourth type, oligarchy. The example, Venezuela. Venezuela is a federal presidential republic. The chief executive is the president of Venezuela, who is both head of the state and the head of the government. Executive power is exercised by the president. Legislative power to vested in the National Assembly. Next, fifth type, theocracy. Example, Vatican. Absolute theocratic elective monarchy. Here the head of the Catholic Church, the Pope, exercises the legislative, executive and judicial power. And next, democracy. Example, France. Presidential parliamentary system with the president who is the head of the state, sharing power with the Prime Minister who is the head of the government. Example, our country also. Next is the Republic. example Australia and also our country also. Representative democracy, constitutional monarchy, parliamentary system, the federal monarchy system. That democracy and republic, that our country also practice these types. Means here that the republic country, the supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, and which has an elected or nominated president rather than the monarch. Let's see the democracy. Democracy is the form of government that allow people to choose their rulers. Those who are elected by the people, they only should rule the country. People have the freedom to express views, freedom to organize, and freedom to protect in democracy. This democracy term, this word is derived from Greek words. Demos meaning people and gracia meaning power. So democracy means the power of people. Meaning of democracy. Democracy is a system of government in which the supreme power is vested in the people of a country. Means in democracy country, the supreme power is handed over to the people. Means the people only elect their representatives either indirectly or indirectly. Direct democracy, the people participate in directly. Indirect democracy, the people participated in indirectly. Direct democracy example, ancient Greek and Switzerland. Indirect democracy example, India, USA and UK.
Now see the definition of democracy. Some leaders given us the definition of democracy. See, according to Mahatma Gandhi, true democracy cannot be worked by 20 men sitting at the center. So that is not a democracy. It has to be worked from below by the people of every village. கீழ்நிலையில் உள்ள ஒவ்வொரு கிராம மக்களால் செயல்படுத்துவதுதான் democracy. That is only defined by Mahatma Gandhi. Second, Abraham Lincoln, the former president Abraham Lincoln, given the definition about democracy. Democracy as a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Very famous definition. மக்களால் மக்களுக்காக மக்களை நடத்தக்கூடிய ஆட்சி.
In democratic country, the government is formed two types: parliamentary form of government and presidential form of government. In the parliamentary form of government, example India and England. Presidential form of government, example USA and France. This democracy features. What are the features and all? See, first, elected representatives of people and final decision making power to the representatives. And second, free and fair election. Means நேர்மையான, fair means நேர்மையான election. Third, universal adult franchise with each vote having equal value. Already you know about universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise means every person who is a citizen of India and who is not less than 18 years of age can exercise their right to vote in India. That is only universal adult franchise. And fourth features is fundamental rights and protection of individual freedom. Means தனிநபர் சுதந்திரம் பாதுகாக்கப்படுது. So in the democracy, these are the features. In India, the democracy, the parliamentary form of democracy. The Indian Parliament comprises the elected representatives of people and makes the law for the country. The participation of people in the decision making and the consent of the citizens. The two are the elements of this parliamentary form of government. First, the participation of people in the decision making, and second, consent of citizens. Consent means ஒப்புதல் அளிக்கிறது. Citizens ஒப்புதல் அளிக்கிறது. This are two important elements of the parliamentary form of government. Our country only the largest democratic country in the world. Democracy in India, the world on 5 basic principles. What are the principles and all? Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. Let's see the merits and demerits of democracy. See the merits. Responsible and accountable government. Accountable means பதிலளிக்கக்கூடிய கவர்மெண்ட் இருக்கணும். Equality and fraternity. Fraternity means சகோதரத்துவம். Sense of responsibility among common people. Among common people there need responsibility, பொறுப்புணர்வு இருக்கணும். Fourth, local self-government. Fifth, development and prosperity for all. எல்லாருக்குமே ப்ராஸ்பரிட்டினா வளம், டெவலப்மெண்ட் வளர்ச்சி எல்லாருக்குமே அது கிடைக்கணும். 6, பாப்புலர் sovereignty. Sovereignty மீன் இறையாண்மை. 7th, சென்ஸ் ஆஃப் கோஆப்ரேஷன் அண்ட் ஃப்ரெட்டர்னல் ஃபீலிங். கோஆப்ரேஷன் அண்ட் ஃப்ரெட்டர்னல் ஃபீலிங். ஃப்ரெட்டர்னல் மீன்ஸ் கூட்டுறவு. ஸோ எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு கோஆப்ரேஷன், சென்ஸ் ஆஃப் கோஆப்ரேஷன் அண்ட் ஃப்ரெட்டர்னல் ஃபீலிங். In democracy, these are the merits. In democracy practice, the countries, the people enjoyed this development and all. Next, demerits. Indirect or representative nature of democracy. And second, lack of interest in democratic process and hence lower turnout in elections. Turnout means வாக்குப்பதிவு. Instability in governance due to a fractured mandate. கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து நிலையற்ற தன்மை இருக்கணும். நிலையற்ற அரசு இன்டைரக்ட் டெமோக்ரஸி கண்ட்ரிலெலாம் இருக்கும். ஃபோர்த், டிலே இன் டெசிஷன் மேக்கிங் ப்ராசஸ். இன்டைரக்ட் டெமோக்ரஸி கண்ட்ரிலெலாம் டெசிஷன் மேக்கிங் ப்ராசஸ் ரொம்ப டிலேயாக இருக்கும். எலெக்ஷன்ஸ் இன் இந்தியா. The general elections are conducted by the Election Commission of India. India has quasi-federal government with elected representatives at the level, federal level, state level and local levels. Federal level means central level. So central, state and local levels the elections are conducted. All the national level, the head of the government means the President of India appoints the Prime Minister who enjoy the majority in the Lok Sabha. Who got majority in Lok Sabha, he only elected as the Prime Minister or appointed by President as a Prime Minister. All members of Lok Sabha are directly elected through general election except two Anglo-Indians. In India, the general elections take place every 5 years. The members of Rajya Sabha, the upper house of Indian Parliament, are elected by the Electoral College. The Electoral College consists of elected members of legislative assemblies of states and union territories of India. The first general election in free India to the first Lok Sabha took place between 25th October 1951 and 21st February 1952. This election, Indian National Congress got the victory. Out of 489 seats, they got 364 seats, and Jawaharlal Nehru became the first democratic elected Prime Minister of our country. In the last 100 years, there has been an expansion of democracy all over the world. So it has faced more challenges. There, see what are the challenges and all? Illiteracy, poverty, gender discrimination, regionalism, casteism, communalism, and religious fundamentalism, corruption, criminalization of politics, and political violence. See, the democracy does not have a challenge, but it does not mean that it does not face any challenge. So, challenges can be faced with the cooperation of the people in our country. And there are certain conditions that are necessary for the success of democracy in India. Let us see what are the conditions and all. Empowerment of the poor and illiterates to enjoy the goodness of democracy. So the poor and illiterates enjoy the democracy goodness and all they will enjoy. And next, willingness among the elected people not to misuse their powerful position and public wealth. And third, eradication of social evils and dangers from which democracy suffers. Eradication means ஒழிக்கிறது. Social evils want to eradicate. An impartial and efficient press. We need the press, efficient press we need. What was the reason? To express the public opinion. And there need presence of strong public opinion. And next condition, feeling of tolerance and communal harmony among the people. Feeling of tolerance means சகிப்புத்தன்மை they need, and awareness among the people of the fundamental rights that they are entitled to enjoy. So the people need to take the awareness, and conscious check and vigilance on the working of the elected representatives. And final condition, powerful and responsible opposition. The government need the opposition party, we need powerful and responsible party we need.
Evolution of democracy. See, the democracy began 500 years ago. It was existed in India as earlier as in Vedic period. We learned from Arthashastra, was written Chanakya, that Arthashastra tells us that is in ancient India the basic unit was autonomous village community. And Chola period very well known about the Kudavole system. From that only that evolved the democracy. Now we can see the based on universal adult suffrage. Every Indian citizen above 18 years of age can exercise the right to vote in India. So now this is the pandemic time. This academic year 0 means, is it possible to change all the rights? So from this lesson and during this pandemic time, everyone want to learn the governance, how to think everything, and we want to modify the preamble of our democracy. Thank you, dears.